a maid accidentally became pregnant with the king's child. After hours of agonizing labor, she finally gave birth to a baby boy. When she learned it was a son, the maid burst into tears of joy, because she knew the king had always dreamed of having a boy. Sure enough, Henry rushed over the moment he received the news. He didn't bother dismissing the servants who were bowing before him. He stared at the baby in his arms and whispered to himself,
"I have a son. Thank God."
The maid beside him was just as delighted. Now, elevated by her child, she no longer had to worry about her future. The queen, however, took the news far more bitterly. Catherine, who had never produced an heir, walked barefoot into the church and devoutly prayed to God.
My lady, full of grace, I pray you, I beseech you, give me a child, a son to fill my empty womb. I beg you.
On the surface, Catherine could show no resentment at all. She even had to attend the celebration for the illegitimate child. To protect her husband's dignity, she swallowed all her humiliation in silence. Henry, meanwhile, showed no concern for her feelings. Just as Catherine was about to leave, he raised his glass and began to celebrate. Perhaps failing to bear an heir was the greatest sin a queen could commit. By contrast, the maid who bore a son had grown so arrogant that she no longer showed the queen any respect. Even her beau lacked the humility she once had. She believed this illegitimate child would secure the king's affection. But the womanizing Henry soon set his sights on another, even more alluring, maid. With a single look, he signaled his men to act. Whenever she was neglected by her husband, the only comfort Catherine had was her daughter. This child was her greatest source of strength. Yet the tragedy was that she had only one daughter. Desperate to bear a son, Catherine lowered herself and begged her husband for a chance to share his bed. Henry responded with clear impatience. He had long grown tired of his aging wife. Refusing to give up, Catherine confessed her love to him. Henry said nothing in return, but his cold gaze pierced Catherine's heart. Perhaps out of guilt, he slowly stepped closer, bent down, and gently stroked her face. The long-lost tenderness felt unreal to her, but just as she sank into it, Henry abruptly pulled away and left. Catherine was left alone, clinging to the aftertaste of that moment. The emptiness tormented her deeply. That was why every night became both her greatest hope and her deepest fear. Staring into the empty room, she couldn't help asking her maid,
Has the king sent any message or sign that he might visit me tonight?
No, my lady.
The pain of loving without being loved in return slowly consumed Catherine from within. The king, by contrast, remained carefree. A new group of maids had entered the palace. Officially, they were assigned to serve the queen. In reality, they were additions to the king's harem. At the very back of the line, Boleyn stood out as someone who had come fully prepared.